I'll talk about my new job, my actual job that I work right now. It's in recruiting, which is fun for me because it means I get to look at a lot of people's resumes, and that's nice because it makes me feel better about my resume. I don't know if you guys are like me, and when you send a resume to a job application, you like really overthink it. You're just like, I don't know if Times New Roman says team player, you know. I don't know if this is gonna go well. I'm here to say just don't worry about it. All right, you don't have to, because there are people sending wild shit into job application portals on a daily basis. Like there's people where I feel like they don't even know that they're applying to jobs sometimes. Like it feels like they're just kind of like, here are some files from my computer. Like they may or may not be relevant. I had someone apply to a job recently, send his resume in, and it was just a picture of a lined piece of paper on which he had written his experiences in pen. And the first one wasn't even a job, it was just 1979, got bit by a rattlesnake in the Mojave Desert and survived. And I was just like, oh man, I bet everyone in that guy's life is so sick of that story by now. You got to imagine if that's the first line on your resume, you're breaking that out like once a week at minimum. Anytime, like that's such a dad thing too. I feel like anytime your kids complain, I'm sure that guy was just like, you know, when I was out there in the Mojave Desert, I wasn't thinking about being cut from some basketball team, you know? I was thinking about how I was going to use that experience to get a job in human resources in 2023, and that's what we should all be doing with adversity. Hey Mitchell, thank you for taking pictures. Let's see, what else was I going to do? I'll do some stuff about pets. Give it for my dog, who's in the back. He's back there. Last time we had him here, there were way less people, so everyone noticed him. But thank you guys all so much for coming out, such that he can just fly under the radar back there. This is real cool. Yeah, we have pets. I have a dog and a cat. We've been dealing with some health issues with them, which has been tough. I think mainly tough for me because, like, in my brain, like, pets are closer to stuffed animals than they are to real animals. If that makes sense. So like health stuff is really weird. Like I found out last year my cat has chronic pancreatitis. I just had no idea how to process that information. Like the vet was like, he has pancreatitis. And I was like, okay, he doesn't have a pancreas. What the fuck are you talking about? He's just a little guy, you know? Like he doesn't have organs. It's all stuffing in there. Like, that's a ridiculous thing to say about him, you know? I feel like saying your cat has pancreatitis is the same energy as if you were like, yeah, my toaster fought in Desert Storm. You know? It's fucking meaningless, dude. We use Rover for pet care. Does anyone use that app? You guys know about Rover? Rover's fun. It's basically, like, if you don't know about it, it's like an Uber for pet care. I like Rover, but I'm pretty sure the last person we booked on it tried to cuckold me. So I'm like less cool on them now. This was wild. This was a couple months ago. My girlfriend and I were going out of town for the weekend, so she got on Rover, and she booked this guy named Jordan to come and stay at our apartment and watch over our dog and our cat. And Jordan was very communicative, which is great, because sometimes you'll book a Rover and you won't hear from them for like 3 days, and you're like, I hope I still have a cat, you know? So this was preferable, but he was cool. He was sending my girlfriend all these updates, and then halfway through the trip, he texted her and was like, by the way, I hope your boyfriend doesn't mind that we're talking so much. Oh, now I've got you, huh? It took fucking 8 minutes to get everyone to do a collective intake of breath. All right, that is a real message that he sent while I was on vacation. I was like, I'm no longer relaxed now. I was like, whatever. We got back and found that he had washed the sheets that he had been sleeping with, as well as both of our dirty laundries, and cleaned the entire apartment and done the dishes. So I'm feeling pretty replaceable at this point. It was wild. This man really took a weekend assignment on Rover and was like, no, that's an audition. That is a chance to usher in the era of Jordan in this apartment. And the last thing was the next day he texted my girlfriend and was like, by the way, I lost my glasses under the bed, so I'm going to have to come back and find those at some point. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, if you know where they are, you didn't lose them, because That's not how losing things works, you know? It's not like if you drop something off the side of your bed, well, I guess that's gone forever. And maybe you're thinking like, okay, well maybe he just couldn't see them because he lost his glasses, right? Well then how did he make it out of my apartment? You know? Why didn't we come home and find him ricocheting off the walls? Like a human Roomba. And maybe if you're really generous, you're like, well, maybe he was farsighted. And to that I say, I don't think farsighted people exist. I don't think there's no way that's a real thing. I don't believe that there's a group of people out there who can read like the writing on a passing jetliner, but then you put a menu in front of them and they're like, that's a bit much. There's no way that's real. If you're farsighted, I would just say, grow up. That's not an adult affliction. We looked under the bed for him. There were no glasses there, and then we stopped hearing from him. Haven't heard from him in several months. I still live in fear to this day that someday I'll come home and he's gonna be there, just kind of swiffering with one hand and proposing to my girlfriend with the other. And then he's gonna lock eyes with me and be like, I found my glasses. Motherfucker. That's all right. That's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much. Keep